At the third and final day of the World Health Summit, we were kicked off of the property while simply trying to stay out of the rain and ask attendees for their insight after the 3-day globalist conference. And I believe that the president of the World Health Summit himself was responsible for it. Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News to bring you a clip from the third and final day of the World Health Summit that takes place yearly in Berlin, Germany. Now, Germany seems to be a key player in the overall goal of the United Nations in their Sustainable Development Goals in what is being referred to as global health. For instance, the Center for Global Health is housed at the Technical University in Munich, while Berlin houses the Center for Global Engagement in partnership with the Berlin University Alliance that collaborates efforts into the complex web of global science. And Berlin's top university research hospital, that's Charité, even houses the German Alliance for Global Health Research that was launched on February 1st, 2020. A mere few weeks before the global coronavirus pandemic was declared by the World Health Organization. This research is meant to, and I quote, ensure healthy living and promote well-being for all people of all ages is part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 3. The German Alliance for Global Health Research will better link the various disciplines of global health research in Germany and at the same time address actors from politics, business, and civil society in order to increase the contribution of the German research community to this SDG and further develop global health as an academic discipline in Germany. And I had the opportunity to come face to face with the dean of that hospital, Professor and Dr. Axel Pierce, who also happens to be the president of the World Health Summit and has his hospital organize the yearly summit. After I posed some questions to Riza Afshari from the University of British Columbia here in Canada, who was trying to get cozy with Axel Pierce, Pierce became suspicious of my skepticism and asked me what kind of angle I was taking with my reports and what the basis of my questions were. This is how I responded. How much strength the WHO should be given that their policies have largely failed, right? The lockdowns caused a lot of harm. Excess deaths are through the roof, more than COVID-19 deaths. The vaccine never stopped transmission. So what did they do that was good? And I wish there was more of that discussion that happened here over the last 3 days. Really. Because a lot of people were harmed, and no one's acknowledging that.
I'm sorry, I'm going to draw something for you. Not for the TV, but for you.
And I heard a lot of discussions that people know the people were harmed, and no one will speak up against it.
My question, are you accredited media for this event or not?
Yes, we're accredited independent journalists with the Independent Press Gallery in Canada.
Do you register with the organizers here, or how is it like? I mean, wait, are you interviewing people outside the event whom you just get here, or could you also be inside? Or I don't know.
We were inside. Now we're just wrapping up outside the last day here.
So you also had a chance to visit sessions and get
Oh yes, yeah, and especially everything's online too. So we follow closely what's being said, what's being discussed, and the topics. Mm-hmm. That's our job.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Interestingly, less than 5 minutes later, we were being asked by hotel security to leave the property. English?
Ja, sure. Könnt ihr eure Filmsachen außerhalb von dem Gelände machen?
English?
Yes, I know what you mean, but I talk it in German, because we are in Germany.
Okay.
Ich möchte gerne, dass ihr eure Filmaufnahmen da draußen macht.
I don't understand.
Pardon?
It's a war to live.
No, I don't understand though what you're saying.
Okay. Then I do it in English. Please do it by the line out of the hotel.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Streets,
yes,
you.
Of course.
Yep.
Piers was clearly denoted as one of the high-level attendees that had exclusive access to the hotel restaurant, as evidenced by this photo, that even the lower-tier attendees of the summit were prevented access from.
But not here, maybe over there.
Over on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. This one's totally closed because there's a patio.
Only. Sorry?
Invitation only. It's high-level guests.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, thank you.
His globalist ideals are on full display when he authors for the Global Governance Project, an aptly named organization that promotes collective governance. For instance, this quote from his publication titled In Times of Crisis says that Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 3, there it is again, that's good health and well-being for all, cannot be attained if we try to control one disease at a time in one country separate from the others. Arguably, the disregard of health at the local level is exactly where the knee-jerk hysterical COVID response plans failed. In this arm's-length German government media publication, Deutschland.de, an interview with peers repeats a similar sentiment. In October 2020, the federal government developed a strategy to promote global health and increased its contributions supporting the World Health Organization, the WHO. In 2020 and 2021, Germany was its largest donor, making it possible for the new WHO hub for pandemic and epidemic intelligence to be located in Berlin. However, Berlin's increasing role in global health is not based on financial support alone. Berlin is a vibrant international research center and home to the Charité, the largest university hospital in Europe. Furthermore, the World Health Summit, one of the world's most important conferences on global health, is held every year in Berlin. These are the people in charge of your health, refusing to speak to media that asks real questions about global health architecture and pandemic response. The same person who, presumably, was responsible for our removal from the property. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. This report was made possible through your generous donations at rebelwho.com. But retaining a German lawyer and consulting with our Canadian lawyers on releasing this footage comes with even further price tags. If you appreciate this kind of reporting and wish to further support our efforts, please consider chipping in to offset the costs if you're able to at rebelwho.com. We appreciate your support.